How's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone doing? It's Commodore Z, and all my friends joining us together. A week has passed since the baptism beneath the moon, but the waters still seem to whisper, and the prayers of midnight linger like smoke beneath the chapel's beams. Yet the world has shifted. In the grain, the wind curls against something that should not breathe. The lambs refuse to trow. The dogs howl before dawn. They say the reef sun walks again, his eyes like polished coin. Not a monster, not yet, but not a child either, and he whispers things he could not know. Things even the earth hesitates to hear. When Dreda holds court in the hall she does not own, Rosewind weaves webs where once she embroidered hem and seam. Soon he bears the weight of Christian blessing, though the salt behind his eyes is older than Rome. Anarad plays before fires meant to warm but not burn, and Kinnerick watches. Leif dreams, still, and wakes with his fingers clenched around names not yet spoken. Thane Osric rides. Baldwin mutters in corners. A relic changes hands, and when? Well, she's found something buried where no relic should lie. There's a hush tonight, not silence, never that, but the hush that comes before an oath is broken. Will you walk through the grain not your own, or stay the hand before the oath is broken? The land remembers. Welcome, everyone. Meet my friends. We're going to start counterclockwise with Ellie. How you doing today, Ellie? Tell us about yourself and your character.
Oh, well, I'm Ellie, also known as Mrs. Keywork. My brain's all fuzzy today, so Windretta may not be on her best. But I play Lady Windretta. She is Cuthwin's wife. She never really wanted power, but now that it's kind of in her grasp, she's like, ooh, this is nice. I don't even know what else to say right now because my brain is broken, but hi.
Excellent. I hope you're feeling better. You're going to do great tonight. You always do. And you'll find it tonight. You'll find your voice and everything's going to be wonderful. Next is Nerd at Art. Tell us about yourself and tell us about your character.
Hello, everyone. I am Nerd at Art. I don't really stream myself, but you can catch me over at the Team Wildwood channel. The husband and I play video games. I make art, and most of the time these days, I'm just playing tabletops with the friends. So we've got Vampire on Mondays, we've got Merville on Wednesdays, and most Saturdays, we've been playing Wraith the Oblivion with Zed up here, and it's been an awesome time, and I love it. Tonight, I am playing Rosewind of Lichfield. She was just a seamstress in the Lady Winfled's patronage, working for Lord Ethelwine, who is a rival to Lady Windretta's house. So it's been very interesting. Now that she's a vampire, she's got all of these amazing powers and things at her fingertips that she never had before. And so she has decided that we're just going to change Winchester for the better, or at least that's her goal. She wants to see the ladies come to power and a more fair and equitable Winchester for all. So we'll
not
see
just
how that
the
goes
ladies, also the vampires too. Mostly that part.
Mostly the vampire ladies.
Mostly the vampire ladies. Let's be real.
Excellent. That brings us to Davey. Tell us about yourself and Anarad.
Hey everybody, I keep trying to remember to write something out for this before I do it, and I always forget. So, hello everybody, my name is Davey. I am a gamer, history nerd, writer, and mostly playing a lot of TTR RPGs with my buddies. Play a lot of Vampire. I am playing Anarod, the court poet of, he is a Briton rather than a Saxon. He is, thinks of himself as a little bit of a freedom fighter for the poor and oppressed, and is not 100% aligned with Windretta and Roswind's little plan. But he's going to help them out anyway, because he's a nice guy. And he definitely didn't murder anyone 2 sessions ago. That didn't happen. You hallucinated that.
Excellent. I think those are very valid concerns for a Bruja. I think you have very valid concerns for a Bruja. It's just Joshi. Tell us about yourself and Suni.
I'm just Joshi. I don't stream. I don't do anything. I just play tabletop with these folks. Suni is he was the last in line for, well, the last child born to his father. Grew up neglected, grew up not really feeling the love. So neglected that he was forgotten about on a Viking raid. Learned the ways of the island and tried to ingratiate himself into the society and is continuing to try to ingratiate himself into the society by taking a bath. Yeah, that's... Oh, I guess clan. We're doing clans. Zemiti.
Covetous Zamisi. I love it. Very covetous. With a mind for hospitality. A compulsion, one would say. A need.
Yes. Yes.
So not our buried in the earth Zamisi. Very specific Zamisi. But now that brings us to Keyword Savior. Kenrick, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your character.
I am Keyword Savior. I do stream on Twitch. Recently, I've been streaming a lot of Switch 2 things. Mario Kart World, some Tears of the Kingdom. Not to feed into Zed's FOMO, unfortunately. But and then, yeah, Monday nights, I am Kinerick, the Ventru, who hangs out in Anglo-Saxon England. He himself is a Saxon, and he is the oath-sworn protector of Wendretta. He's the unwanted bastard of a fifth-born, and so he was basically given as a wedding gift. And he finds himself in this situation where he himself had no power, and now he has power. Now he has a voice to speak with, where before he was, let's say, ornamental. Though, I dare say he is possibly the most physically gifted of the coterie. We'll see. But he's definitely geared towards combat. So yeah, so Kenrick's gonna keep on tripping through this crazy jive here.
Fantastic. That brings us to last but not least, Seth, aka Bad Dad Gaming 5150.
Hey, I'm Seth. I stream Ashes of Creation Alpha Test on my channel sometimes. Leif is a Norse seer that went to the Big Island following a vision, and he's currently clicked up with the coterie now that he doesn't live anymore, and he had a vision that he sorry, I'm sick as a dog and my brain stopped working there for a minute. He had a vision about Lady Wendretta. He feels he should probably support her in her endeavors. She seems to be the coming queen of corpses, as per the vision.
That is an interesting interpretation. The Queen of Corpses. I like that. So let's do some logistics real quick. Some session start logistics. I'm gonna go around and ask everyone: did you achieve your desire, or is it the desire the same as last week? We're gonna start with Roswin. Same desire or new desire?
New desire, I think.
Okay.
For the past couple of weeks, my desire has been to enhance the legitimacy of the coterie. I feel like I've done as much as I can do with that at the moment, although I'm sure it'll come up again.
Okay, and I agree with you.
This week,
I agree with you. So give yourself a superficial willpower back if you had it. Okay. So what is your new desire?
So I would say that my new desire for this week, in some of the in-character chat, Wendretta let me know about Ethelwine's little flirtation at the banquet.
Okay.
And so it has kind of become Raz's goal to expose his infidelity, not just to her patroness, who she respects and is disgusted that he's doing this to, stepping out on. Now that she has firm proof. She's always suspected, but she has firm proof now. So it's really exposing him for the scandalous man that he is, kind of damaging his reputation.
Exposing his infidelity. Okay, excellent. Anarad, your desire.
My desire last week was to persuade everyone I was human by overindulging at the feast, which I think I probably did.
I think you did. You give yourself a willpower back for that.
Nice. My desire this week is I'm gonna catch that poacher.
Catch the poacher. Okay. Catch poacher.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I forgot all about that.
Again, this guy keeps getting away with it because we keep forgetting. We got to get on this.
It was definitely on my to-do list this week.
All right, that brings me
We
to
are
just
the.
Josh. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to say Winchester is ours. We are the owners of Winchester, so we can't have anyone else here.
Excellent. Joshy.
Okay, I still don't think I'm an authority figure, so I think I have the same desire.
Okay. Gain authority. All right. Now, let me ask you a question. What does that look like to you? Is that position in the council? Is that a position in the estate? What does that look like for you?
I don't really know. I guess it's a little bit vague. Maybe some sort of like. Maybe it could be some sort of advisory position or something. I don't know.
We'll know it. You know what? It's like the Supreme Court said, we'll know it when we see it.
Mhm.
Excellent. All right, so you're keeping the same one, so unfortunately, you do not gain a willpower back for achieving your desire. Kindred, what was your desire, and did you achieve it?
My desire was to speak for myself, to speak outwardly, and I do feel that over the last two sessions that I have achieved that. I've spoken out of turn, actually. So I want to say that I achieved that, and I want to say that a new desire would also, I guess, try to figure out the poacher Reeve son connection, because that definitely seems like a thing. Because the Reeve son is, I want to get to the bottom of that. Right? It's drawn attention from outside of Wessex, and that's the biggest problem. So
Okay, so very similar to Anorad's desire. Catch the poacher,
Yeah,
solve the Reef something. Gotcha. Leif.
All right, let's see. Last week, Leif wanted to address his most recent vision with the coterie, which he did.
Yep.
And
Take a willpower.
this week,
Yep.
actually, I didn't spend any. I've
Then don't
never
worry
spent
about it.
any.
But what's your new desire?
So my new desire, I think I'm going to get on board with some of my other coterie mates. This interloper in our hunting grounds is probably the most pressing issue at hand, at least to Leif's knowledge. So he's going to
Okay.
try to see what he can figure out about that.
And that leaves us with Wendretta. Did you achieve your desire last week? And if so, what is your new desire?
I don't even remember what my desire was last week. I forgot to write it down. I think it was something on the lines of Roswin's. And can I just have a new desire?
Yes, you can have a new desire.
I was
That's
gonna say-
absolutely fine.
And the thing is I was thinking about it for the last few days, and same as the rest of them, I want to know who this poacher is and
Okay.
kind of hopefully divert away from anything else that might come up,
That's poacher.
like her husband.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So that brings us, we've double checked the ambitions. That brings us to hunger. Your baseline is a 3. Now remember, so we're waking with a 3. We're going to do our rouse check. But remember, we have herd. There's a communal herd of 3 for the coterie. Would anyone like to slake a hunger from the herd?
I would.
I would.
Anyone else?
Can we all?
Well, there's only 3
Um,
dots.
Yeah, I was gonna say only 3 people, right?
Yes.
I'll take the
I know-
risk. I'll stay hungry.
I would hunt preferably rather than stay hungry and use the. Actually, you know what? How often do these
It's once a week.
herd? Once a week.
It's once a week, yep. Which is convenient for us.
That is convenient. I would have one but I don't want to be the one who like leaps in and have it. I will offer it to everyone else first.
All right. So
I can just hunt. I was intending on. I was a little bit slow to the game, but I was intending on hunting in our downtime.
okay, no problem. All right. So here's how we're gonna do it. So that's Leif, Wendretta, and Anarad, correct? All right.
I think I saw
So, yeah.
I think I saw keyword put
Actually,
finger up there.
now that I think about it, I think we already did that in downtime, didn't we, Zen?
Yes,
I
that's
think
why
you
used a herd.
didn't you use a dot of your personal herd? Yeah.
Yes, use the dot of your personal herd to
Yep.
bring you back to 3. Yes, because you would have started at 4 tonight.
Because I did the same thing.
Yep.
I'll just hunt.
I was going to say one thing that we might just want to ask ourselves is who can roll or who can just take half.
We're gonna get there.
If
in a
you can
second.
take
Yep.
half. If you can take half on feeding, then it might be a good idea for the people who can't to take the dot.
I only got a 5, so I can't take half.
Neither can I. Anybody else? Does anybody have a 6
You
for their
guys have-
feeding rolls?
You've already
What's the
used a herd,
functionality on
Roswin.
Yeah,
So you'll have to no matter what. So
sounds good.
final call on who's using herd. 3, 2.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. For those of you, everybody make a rouse check to start the night.
Okay.
Hey,
All right. So Seth, you are the only one who does increase their hunger. So you are hunger 4. Now we're going to go into feeding.
I didn't get mine.
Oh, roll yours. Roll
Yep.
your hunger check.
No,
No,
I
you-
did roll it. I didn't get a success.
Oh, then you were also
Yeah.
4 as well. I thought I saw yours was a success. My bad.
It
Excellent.
showed real quick.
Okay, so now who would like to feed?
Me.
All right. Kinnerick, you're going to your Huskarl. You feed strength plus brawl, difficulty 3. Can you take half?
Half would be well, it's half a 7, so yeah.
Yes, you can take half. All right. How much are you
Can I
going
slate
to
3?
how much are you going to feed? You're at
Can I
4
slate
now.
3? Yes, can I do 3?
You may do 3. Yes, it takes time, but there are no complications. How do you stop them from? You just use your dominate, or do you just knock them out and hope
No,
that they
I
forget?
knocked them out.
Okay,
I
hope they
choked them
forget.
out.
That's fine. You have no consequences because of your feeding style and how you do it. All right. Who else was feeding? You're fine. You fed.
That's a good roll.
That's a very good roll. How much would you like to feed Nerded Art? And who would you like to feed from?
You're muted.
Still
You're
muted.
muted.
Sorry about that. I was gonna say let's say I'll use cloud memory on one of the assistant girls so that they won't remember, and I'll just slake 2 hunger.
Okay, you'll slake 2 hunger from another one of your assistants. Okay, noted. All right, and Leif, you had your hand up, correct?
Yeah, how's that pool built?
Your pool is built by you since you are a Scrivener. It is manipulation plus occult, difficulty 3. I hope everything's okay, Dragon Gem.
Oh, look at that.
Did you forget? You forgot your hunger dice.
Oh, damn it. Okay, hold on. be
Sorry
a
about
slight delay.
that.
That's probably going to be my best roll of the night. And I had the wrong die on it.
That's pretty good.
Oh, shit.
Okay, we're going to come back to you in just a few moments with your hunger 4. All right. So, who else was feeding? Josh, were you feeding?
Yes, sir.
All right. Since Suni is an extortionist, you'll be making a manipulation plus intimidation roll, difficulty 3. Can you take half?
Yes, I can. I have a 7 pool.
All right. So you take half, and you feed from Another person that you're just working on? Is this someone you're needling for blood? What are you doing? Is this someone you fed on before? Just
I was gonna do just someone at the feast. Actually, I would invite them to bask in the moonlight outside, and once they come outside with me, willingly or not, because compel is a thing, I would feed on them, and then mesmerism submerge directive to just, if you speak of me, you don't speak of me.
And you did what you can take half, so everything goes smoothly. You take, how much do you take?
I would take 3.
3
to get down to
1. You're gonna come in at 1. All right.
Because coming in at 2 last week was it was a little bit spicier than I anticipated.
Wendretta, were you feeding or are you taking half?
I can take half because it's manipulation and persuasion. I have a 6 there.
Yes, so you can take half. And
I'll do that.
Who are you feeding from, though? Your pool of who you can feed from is very limited. You are finding it's getting more difficult. Technically, I should increase your... I'm not going to this week because it's only week 4. But going forward, until you expand a little bit, I'm going to increase your difficulty because nobles are hard to find. Unless they come back from like campaign or something. But right now you've been feeding off the bastard boy.
Yep. Actually, last week I found someone at the ale house.
Yes, at the ale house.
Out. So, might as well go back to the bastard, wait until he's asleep and, feed off of him and make sure there's no trace left for the morning.
All right.
This way he can't tell on me again.
Excellent. This time he's known to be listless the next day. And it comes back to you that he has been, when you feed on him, it's having an effect on him. People are starting to notice. Fantastic. Let's check willpower.
Oh no, he's taken ill, the poor boy.
Oh, we're not checking willpower yet. I'm not done with Leif. I'm sorry, Leif. You got a brutal failure.
Yeah, we got a mess over here.
You got a brutal failure on your feeding, which is fantastic. So the good news is you're coming in at hunger 0.
Well, I guess that's good. Silver linings and all that.
Bad news is the elderly person who came to you looking for advice, looking for a seer's advice. You were already hungry to begin with. It was a rough night for you. You've expended quite a bit of vitae over the course of the week in your efforts with Father Chronicle. You've done great work. But when this man came to see you, to see if it was true, to see if you'd become a Christian, and he cut his hand to swear a blood oath with you, you lost complete control. It could have been your son. Could have been your brother. Luckily, this time, it was an old man who, he might be missed. But you're going to have to do something with the body because it doesn't look like he just died. And you, my friend, are covered in blood. Give yourself another stain, because I need to remind you of the stain you picked up for blood bonding, Father Cranholm, during downtime. So you were starting the night with 2 stains.
Off to a good start.
If you get another stain, because I know your humanity, you'll take an aggravated damage. So try not to gain any more stains.
Yeah, I'll put the kitty gloves on for this week, I think.
All right, so I need to ask your willpower. Do you have full willpower from the week before, or do you have
I have full willpower, yes.
You have full willpower. Ellie, what is your willpower at?
Full 6.
Full. Okay, 6. What's your full willpower, Leif?
It's 5.
It's 5. It's Kinnerick.
Bullet 5.
Bullet 5. Suni.
I'm at 5 of 6.
5 of 6. Now increase it by your the highest of your resolve and composure. So it means you're full.
Oh, yeah.
You're full now. Anarad.
Uni 4.
Puny 4. Okay, Roswin.
Full at 5.
Full at 5. Okay, now that we've got all that terrible stuff out of the way, do we begin a part, or are we going to gather first and counsel amongst each other?
This
We
is
probably ought to
after the
gather
feast,
up.
right?
Yeah.
This is a
well, I
week.
mean, we've all been doing our separate things for the week, so maybe just talk about what we've been doing for the week, and then I think we're probably going to need to do a little coterie meeting just to see where we're all going.
I think the coterie meeting is a thing that we should do weekly. It's a good starting off point, catching up point. Get everybody do the hoorah rah.
Now, I do see, just to interject, I also see wisdom in also doing it last as well, as a wrap up. But that's just a different philosophy. I do like doing it first, too.
Either or, as long as we do it once a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think early on, it'll be important to do it early, and I think as we progress, we can kind of do it as a recap type thing.
Where would you like to meet? At the Grove again?
That seemed
Sounds
like
good.
a good place.
Grove.
Yeah.
Onto the Grove.
Excellent. The grove that you approach is the same grove as before, of course. The altar in the middle. The candle not lit. No ravens. It's a warm spring, almost summer night in the southern marches. You can smell the ocean air to the south. The night is quiet. Uncommon. Still. There's something in the air. I'm sure you approach one at a time, not as a group, but as conspirators. There is no grand feast planned for tonight, no baptism. This is your time. I open the floor to you.
When Dreda and I will arrive.
Leif will arrive.
Roswin's been spending the week making many clothes. So she's got a trunk in tow. She's dragging behind her kind of unceremoniously. She wouldn't have been able to lift this before, but now that she's a vampire, she can drag it behind her. I would also like to say that I've asked Win the Wise to come and join us for part of this meeting so that we can ask her some questions.
Okay, so you're specifically asking for Win the Wise. Fantastic. Excellent. As you arrive, give everyone a general description of your character. It doesn't need to be Anne Rice specific, but give us something distinctive so we can get the vision in our mind's eye. And I'm going to put someone on the spot. Davey was about to talk, I think, so.
Yeah, okay. Adarod is a sort of tallish guy with curly black hair, a kind of mischievous twinkle in his eyes. He's kind of like unshaven and scruffy looking, but in a kind of rakish way. He's wearing a green cloak over his clothes with a hood, which he thinks makes him look like a he thinks it makes him stealthier, but it actually just kind of makes him look kind of conspicuous in a weird way. And he's carrying, as always, his beautiful harp with him, just plucking at it. And he's probably enjoying the conspiratorial aspect of this, so he'll be kind of lurking in some shadows as you're all arriving, kind of like sort of looking trying to kind of blend in with the surroundings.
Just strumming his harp in the dark corner.
Yeah, strumming his harp in the dark corner. He's trying to be stealthy, but the harp is not helping 100%.
Is the harp carved?
I don't think it is. I think we decided it was made of special wood, but I cannot remember what it was. It was like a yew tree or something.
Yes, it is not carved. It is just completely made out of sacred rowan wood.
Sacred rowan wood, yeah, that was right.
Josh, you were about to speak before I cut you off. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Soon he rolls up, wearing his nice fancy new tunic and his green overcoat. He feels a little bit better about himself, and he's got a little bit of extra rings on his chain tonight.
Get a little extra bling.
That couldn't possibly come back to haunt you.
I don't think it will. He's in Northumbria again. It's fine.
Excellent.
Well-
He shows up with extra bling. I love it. Sorry, I keep doing that, so I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. I was just gonna say when Dretta she shows up kind of blending in a little bit, like she's got like a dark gray dress on, not really standing out. And she's short. She's like 5'1", 5'2", got light brown hair and these piercing, steely gray blue eyes that almost look right through you when she looks at you.
The wee queen.
A short queen.
Short queen. All right, who's next? Cynric or Bad Dad?
Go ahead, since you guys arrived in tow.
All right. Kineric strikes he's a very striking figure. He stands well taller than most others. I think last time I said 6'4", but clearly that's not accurate for the time, right? He'd probably be more like 5'8", towering over other people. But either way, broad-shouldered. It's clear that though he's a bastard from, some cast off anyway, somewhere in there, that nobility made itself, gave him, he's not hideous, like others. So, he wears the nobility on his face, but otherwise, just eyes the color of dark mud. It's very clear that he probably cuts his hair himself with his sword, so it's kind of shaggy, hanging a little below his ears. But other than that, he has, an accurate ringlet of the time, male, tunic, and yeah.
That brings us to Leif, who's coughing. My apologies.
Yeah, sorry about that. Breathing is hard. Leaf stands about 6 foot, more or less. Looks like me, plus some tattoos on the side of his head. As always, with sword and axe in tow.
Excellent. As you all arrive, absence by his conspicuous by his absence is the Raven from before. No longer taunting Anorad, so to speak.
Dude, I don't trust that guy.
Is that a crow?
Conspire.
One thing I probably ought to have discussed with you, Zed, about downtime is that if Anorad had the opportunity, he would probably have wanted to follow the Reeve son around
At night,
on his
absolutely.
kind of nightly whatever it is he's doing.
Okay, 4 nights out of the week, he goes out into the grain field and just sits there. And just sits. Through first sleep, and he goes back for the second one, and he goes back to say, this happens almost every night, 4 nights out of the week. He doesn't do anything. Those other nights of the week, he's sleeping, not doing anything. But he just goes out and he just sits. And how long would you watch him for?
Until I get bored, so like half an hour maybe.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
not
think he's sticking. I don't think he's sticking around the whole night.
well, okay, so you stick around for half an hour. Would you leave before he leaves?
I don't know. He'd probably wait like a couple of hours, but he would be trying not to be seen.
I'd say the first night you wait a couple hours and nothing happens. He just sits in the green field.
Yeah,
And he
at
doesn't.
this point,
No, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was going to say, but by this point, Anrod has probably realized, gotten the impression the guy's like not right in the head, So he has. He doesn't really know much about the supernatural. Well, I suppose he does know a wee bit, but like he's new to this, so he might be thinking there's something weird about the kid, but But yeah, he probably doesn't fall. He probably doesn't spend the entire 4 nights just watching him.
That's what I expected. But it's very suspicious. It's not normal.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I wish I could have been more helpful.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It is very helpful. So Anurag would probably, he would probably begin by saying to everybody, "I have been sort of following the Reeve son around, and I haven't been able to find anything particularly suspicious, except for the fact that he seems drawn to the field, and he just sits there staring out into nothingness. It's very, very odd behavior, and he does that several nights a week. The rest of the time, simply sleeps. Very strange behavior."
Where does he go by sunrise?
Well, I didn't stick around that long, but
Followed him. How do you sort of follow him?
well, I'm just trying to be understated. Of course, I was following him. I don't want to give the impression I spend my time following young men around.
Learn to hide in the shadows a little better.
That's what I'm working on. Embracing the whole undead white thing.
It
Kind of
seems an
sounds
effort
as if
wasted.
he's waiting for something.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. But what?
Perhaps it has something to do with his missing time before the banquet.
He wasn't able to remember what happened?
Right. So where is this field in relation to the granary where they found him?
These are the grain fields of the estate, so they're not really that far from the granary.
Perhaps we should have a word.
Perhaps we should stay and watch where he goes. Or perhaps who comes to him.
Certainly would be interesting to see if he's waiting for somebody out there.
If I am able, I will join you on one of these nights. We will both stay.
Does he appear to be healthy?
Well, no, not particularly. Seems pale and drawn.
Well, that may be a fact of note in and of itself.
I believe, would this evening be one of the nights that he would be scheduled for a weird little night in the green field? A field trip. Oh, yeah. I see what you did there. I like it.
I like that too. Very nice.
I see what you did there.
It would fit the pattern, maybe. It
Okay.
would fit the pattern.
Well, I would expect perhaps this evening he might show up. Perhaps we should watch him together.
Perhaps somebody could watch the Reeves' house.
Indeed.
Reeve doesn't live
6.
on the estate. He lives in the Shire, which is not far from the estate. He's the Reeve of the She. He does not live on the estate. So the boy is coming quite a distance. I just want to make that clear. I think I was making it clear before, but he's coming quite a distance to come to the grain fields.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't considered that. Very odd. He's looking for something there.
Can you use your tricks on his mind? Make him recall? It's not an ability I have. I know several of you can do such things.
Not within my powers, unfortunately.
I suppose that falls to me.
I mean, we could just ask him.
Asking has given us not.
Are any of us capable of ferreting out falsehoods?
I believe so. Not supernaturally, but I am quite good at telling when people are true.
I have some skill in this regard as well.
I can intimidate and threaten, but those only go so far. And as for the Reeve's son, I don't think that'd be the wisest move.
Now, I remember the young man from the taverns. He used to come out a lot, and you see him carousing and having a good time with everybody. Perhaps I could use that to ingratiate myself. But I suspect it might be a better idea to first observe his odd behavior and make sure that there's not somebody else out there or something else.
Might we emulate what Roswin did? Create actors for the daytime.
On that subject, I've made myself a thrall since we've spoken last.
Ah, more thralls, huh?
I took Father Sealwolf as my own, an ally in the church.
The priest.
A bold move. He is under your sway. He reports to you.
He does, and he is.
Good move.
Picking up lots of thralls.
It's a situation we must make sure doesn't get out of hand. I fear that each of us will be spinning many plates soon enough.
As is the nature of power.
That much is true.
Many fingers in many pots. Roswin, what news do you bring of Ethelwine's manor?
I'm afraid I haven't been able to learn much yet. I have asked Win the Wise to join us this evening at some point so that she can provide us some information. Just to backtrack, I would say that again, earlier this week, I've been doing quite a bit of crafting. I went to see Win. I fed her again to keep her in her ghoul state and asked her to join us at some point this evening, probably a little later, so that as not to arouse suspicion. I kind of gesture to the trunk that I've dragged along with me, and let them know like I've been busy this week, creating more influence for our coterie. I present Honorad with a new set of clothes, so that he doesn't smell like onions anymore.
Oh, thank you. I can take that off my sheet. The 2-point flaw smells of onions.
Made you a nice bard outfit, something suitable for performing at Cuthwin's estate, but not so ostentatious as to attract attention while you're on the road.
Rosamund, you should not have. These are marvelous.
I also created the gown that Windretta and I have been discussing. A very elegant purple gown, very intricate embroidery, something for her to wear on Cuthwin's return. And I would say I probably made another basic set of clothes for Suni and Leif, just so they have something else to change into, because we know that Cuthwin's going to be arriving soon. We all need to look like we're on the up and up. at least we're sure he'll, be back at some point in the near future. But yes, I'm hoping that Win the Wise will be able to give us some information on the comings and goings here. I've asked her to look into what's being said of the Reeve son and also what's being said of Ethelwine and his recent impropriety.
As you say that, you hear a rustling in the forest. And shortly thereafter, you see a frail form creep out of the woodline with a dark hood over her head. And it is Wynn. She seems slightly more spry than the last time the rest of the coterie saw her. She's not bound and dead. So she's still very much alive.
Doing better than the rest of them that were there that night, so good for her.
In her hand, she has a something wrapped in cloth, and she's my lady. She's I bear news, the news you've asked me to bear, but I've discovered something.
Please tell me.
She just hands it to you. She hands you the package.
Okay, I open this package. What has she brought me?
It's a miniature solid gold lion, roughly maybe only 2 inches tall. It's raised up, 2 paws up, 2 paws down, and connected to its bottom seems to be a broken sun disk.
This is curious. Where did you discover this?
Found in the bottom of the granary. We were pulling grain out today, and this came out of the granary.
A gift?
Is that a lion?
She kind of holds it up to show to Odoron, hands it to him.
Does this look like the lion I saw in the water?
It does. It does kind of look like the lion that you saw in the water.
No, it's got to be a coincidence. Show me. He takes it and he kind of looks at it and is kind of like turning it over. I saw something on the night of the baptism. I thought, I don't know, like a vision from the gods perhaps, but it was a lion under the water, an Albion lion. He returns the lion to Roswin.
What would anybody that could afford a 2-inch gold figurine be doing in the granary in the first place? Perhaps it has something to do with our interloper.
Indeed. When have you heard any news of this? What's going on with the Reeve son and the granary?
People weren't very pleased with the way it was handled, and they decided to wait for the Ealdorman to return.
With the way what was handled?
They believed that he should have been dealt with. He was guilty and should have been sent to Winchester for his guilt. So they decided to bring it up again when the Ealdorman returns.
Perhaps we should have taken him into our custody. But it
Seems we have a great many questions for him, so maybe now is the time to do so.
Indeed. It seems unlikely that a boy was committing crimes on his own accord. It seems far more likely that he was working at someone's behest. That may be the
Agreed.
information that we need to see if we can pry out of him.
That is why I let him go. That's why I said that he didn't do it. It just doesn't seem right. Something's wrong with that boy.
Seems we have some investigating to do this evening.
Indeed.
Before you go, mistress, there's the matter of the other information you wished
Yes.
about Thane Ethelwine. Thane Ethelwine
Yes, what have you learned?
is a young man with a young man's appetites. Many indiscretions. There are many an abbey filled with former conquests.
Do you have any idea who he's been conquesting lately?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, thank you, Wynn. Your service is appreciated.
Yes, mistress.
I have a little bit of pocket change on me. I'm gonna hand her a couple coins for her trouble and tell her to be on her way.
She looks at the silver, and her eyes go big. It's probably more than she's seen herself in a long time. She just pockets it and scurries along.
Alrighty.
So how are we going to approach the boy?
I can approach his father on behalf of Lady Wendretta and Thane Thane Cuthwin, or Ealdorman Cuthwin.
Yeah,
Excuse me. I've had too much to drink now. I may approach them on the matter. His father knows that we kept him from being sent to Winchester and certainly being hanged for his crimes as accused. I may address him on the matter and for the ends to suss out what the boy has done and what has happened to him.
It's possible that if we took, as you said earlier, that if we took him under our own custody, we could kill multiple birds with a single stone. We'd be able to watch his comings and goings, interrogate him about the events of the previous evening and what he's doing in the fields in the middle of the night. And it would show the lady's constituents that something is being done in reference to the crime.
Perhaps we can offer him a position as a keep guard in training to subvert his crimes. Or, I can't work.
I'm afraid that offering him a position would be seen by the people as rewarding him for his crimes.
Hard labor.
Perhaps
We could make it clear that he is under our eye and under our blade while he is being trained, so to speak.
We could just beat him up. I mean, not Kinrick, but someone who, with a slightly lighter hand, could beat him up.
Instill the fear of God into him, in other words.
Yeah, but I mean, just demonstrate to the people that no one is above the law.
Or
you have men
perhaps
for that, I presume.
The boy has seen monsters and won't tell of it. Perhaps one of us not well known to him could be a monster, draw out his memories. Perhaps one of our Dane fellows here.
I would propose, Kendrick, that we go with your original plan. You should go to his father, use your intimidation to get as much information as we can from him. While Suni, you should go to the fields. We should watch him, and if necessary, we will use our powers to draw out the truth.
Perhaps we can send him to confession with Father Sealwolf.
Also a very good option. However, if what he's seen is a monster, will he tell a member of the church?
We can make him.
Hard to say.
If
He
perhaps
may be more willing to speak to one of us Danes about it.
I would say so. If he has kept his mouth closed to the church, then there must be a reason for it. Probably thinks that his soul is in peril or something.
If I may offer, perhaps he may be bonded as Lady Wynn is to Roswyn. Perhaps the boy cannot speak of the one that took him.
This is very possible.
Well,
that could also explain why he spends his evenings in the field.
A compulsion as directed, then.
compulsion or waiting. As I understand it, the kiss is pleasurable to the kind.
I will speak to the boy's father. He is under his house. He will abide by his word. It will take the boy into our own keep, and we may keep an eye on him and suss out what this mystery is.
I would suggest that the Lady Windretta goes with you. It will be a good show of power.
I would
her
suggest the
to
opposite.
see that she's doing.
I am acting on her behalf and that of her husband's, and that word is enough for the Reeve. Lady Windretta is looked at as weak by the people for denying the boy his trial in Winchester. Perhaps, maybe she's not seen at the scene.
I would argue that it would be important for her to be shown at the scene to see that she has changed her mind and is taking this issue seriously. But I will defer to the lady.
We shall leave it.
Both of you make solid points, but I agree with Roswin. It would show that I have changed my mind, that I am taking this seriously, and will finally, I guess, imprison the boy until my husband returns.
And I'll take your advice, Windretta.
I suggest that you and the Lady Windretta head to the Reeves, and that myself, Suni, and Leif head after this boy to see what it is that he's up to this evening.
Before we
adjourn, if nobody has any other business.
Before we adjourn, I would. Did anything weird happen to anybody at the very end of that feast?
You mean that voice?
The voice.
Yeah.
Did there was a voice in your head?
You all heard it too.
I heard
You
it.
guys heard it too? I thought it was just me.
Did we all hear a voice?
Appears so.
I believe so.
Sounded like what Leif had said when he saw his visions, not the content, but a manner of speaking that is cryptic, is yet direct.
I believe it directly mentioned each of us.
Indeed.
Seems that we have some sort of ghost in our presence, able to spy on us all at once.
Maybe it is the interloper who has gone after the Reeves boy. Maybe it is whoever that is.
Perhaps.
It could be
our
connected.
sires either didn't know or misled us that there are Cainites other than us, and perhaps those Cainites can use their own gifts to hide themselves from sight.
It could potentially be.
Sorry.
It knew something about me that it couldn't possibly know. Concerning.
Have you tried in Winchester or before?
Both. But I thought it was the gods, perhaps, but no, if even Christians are hearing this, then maybe it's something else.
Seems
peculiar indeed
in this world. Let us handle what we can. We will go to the Reeves house. You find him in the field if that's where he is.
Very well. I would suggest that we watch, but if we get the chance, I think I can talk to him.
You speaking
certainly we
may be ideal. I mean, since you already have a rapport from the taverns, as I understand it, yes.
I want to show him the lion and look into his eyes as he sees it.
And if he doesn't speak to you, he will speak to me.
Yes, he will.
All right. So let me ask, who's going with a show of hands? Who's going out to the field to try to see the boy?
Stakeout time.
All right.
Stick out!
And when Dreda
Oh,
and
you
Kindred
can't
Kineric,
see my hand because I was on
There
the
we
wrong side.
so when Dreda and Kineric are going to the Reeves house. Fantastic. We are going to start with the crew with the most people in it. So that will be our crew going to the field. The barley fields are quiet but restless. Tall stalks sway with no wind. Moonlight drapes across the rows like pale shrouds, and the ground underfoot is soft, damp as if something bled into the soil. The air carries the scent of chaff and something sweeter, fermented, sour, wrong. Insects avoid the path the Reeve's son walked, but you don't. You see it ahead of you. Small stones mark where the sheep refuse to graze, and the barley here has grown darker in patches as if burned by breath, not fire, but fever. A faint trail winds through the rows. Somewhere deep in the stalks, a rhythmic whisper. A young man's voice, repeating something in Latin, though no one nearby should speak the tongue. Each step into the field feels watched, not by man nor beast, but by something that wants to remember through you. As you follow the trail, you find disturbed soil and dried blood among the grain. Eventually, the Reeve's son is spotted crouched in the field, murmuring in Latin, his skin pale, his eyes strangely luminous. A fresh bite is on his neck, and blood leaks from it. He doesn't seem to notice you, though, as he's just murmuring in Latin and on his knees, rocking back and forth.
I would like to look around with Sense the Unseen to see if I see anything obfuscated.
Excellent. Make your Sense the Unseen roll.
Yes. It is Wits plus Auspex, if I remember correctly.
Wits plus Aspects is correct.
What's my power die? Okay.
Do you need to make a rouse check for Sense the Unseen? Let me double check that.
I was actually, yeah, you could just double check that. That would be great. Wits
Absolutely.
plus Auspex. Oof, that's
Nope,
not
cost is
great.
free.
Cost is free. All right,
Fantastic.
nice. So that is. That's only one success. I re-roll 3 of these.
Reroll two of
these,
those.
actually.
Two of those, yes.
Yeah. But that's 3 successes now,
very
so that
nice.
was worth it.
That is 4 successes. You do not see anything else except the boy on his knees rocking back and forth.
One day I'm going to use this power and there's actually going to be something there.
Well, there is something there. You just can't see it.
Yeah,
That's
it's rolling
true.
against you.
That's true. That's true.
How do you approach the boy? He's murmuring in Latin, which is odd.
What's the
Very
kid's name
odd.
again?
Osfirth.
Osfirth, okay. All right. In that case, Anarod will activate Awe.
Ooh, okay.
And will walk out towards Osfirth. And he'll go, Osfirth, are you okay? Are you well, sir? You're bleeding everywhere.
Snaps and looks to you, and his eyes are luminous. They're red, luminous red.
I know what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Dirty gangrel dog.
Hey, I'm hating on gangrels.
Sorry, Ufil.
I'd like to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead first.
I would like to look into the boy's eyes and use Scry the Soul.
Ride the soul.
Yes.
All right. As Anarad has also asked your question at the same time. So you make a rouse check, 2 rouse checks. Take the winner. Because you guys are blood potency 2. Remember that when you make discipline checks. Right, so you do not get hungrier. Now making intelligence plus auspex versus his composure plus subterfuge.
Four successes.
Oh, Jesus.
5 successes.
You
Damn, the dice
can
are on my side
willpower it.
tonight. You can willpower it if you like, and I would recommend it. You have no hunger currently because you are very
Yep.
well. Yep. So you may spend a willpower if you like.
I will do so.
Okay.
Dang.
Oh no.
Hey, never mind. Nothing. All right. So you look into him and you're trying to focus in on his aura, and unfortunately, nothing happens.
We're just not good at being vampires, guys.
That's right now.
We're
When he looks at
We're
that
new.
you were saying, Davey, Anarad was saying.
Osferth, why are you sitting out here in this field with blood all over your neck? Have you been bitten? Did something bite you?
He just repeats a sentence in Latin back to you. At least what you
Seen
think is
any
Latin.
lie?
At least
I don't know Latin.
Exactly. So it sounds like churchy language.
Yeah, I'm not a church guy, so he just kind of looks at him and kind of tilts his head and he goes, "Seen any lions out here, Osferth?"
Stops when you say lion. And he blinks his eyes and they turn off. They're no longer red.
You can do another sense unseen.
Can I? Does that not increase the difficulty?
It does increase the difficulty.
Okay, I guess I'll do another one then.
Okay.
It's very important that we let's see, what was that again? Wits plus auspex plus my power dice, which is a puny little 4. Not very good at sensing the unseen, but I'll try anyway.
Oh,
That's bad advice.
That's terrible advice. All right, you are just now. Your compulsion kicks in
Great. Here we go again.
again.
At least there's lots of like barley piles to hide the body in this time.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Who is the target of your anti-authoritarian rage at this moment in time?
Anti-authoritarian. Okay, my let's see. Who do I consider to be an agent of the man?
Exactly. Who is an agent of the man? Is it the Reeve's son because he is the Reeve's son?
I think it's Kindred, actually.
But Kindred's not there.
Oh, you're right. He's not there.
He's not.
You
Kindred
just
is
gave me that
not
bad
there.
advice.
Yep.
Then in that case, it's probably no. It wouldn't be Roswin. She just gave me that nice outfit. Yeah, you know what? It's the Reeve's son.
The Reeve's son.
It's the Reeve's son, and the reason it's the Reeve's son is because he's a little privileged, little, not rich, but like upper middle class in the area boy who is just getting away with murder because of who his daddy is, and I can't stand that.
Okay. Now I want to check your. I want to make sure you don't have to murder this guy, kid. I'm just double checking your compulsion, real quick. Double checking.
It doesn't specifically say it has to be violent. I just have to resist authority or generally act rebellious. I think
exactly.
so. I'm not gonna
You don't need to be
I'm not gonna kill
violent.
him.
Right. This is social. You don't need to be violent. Your honor is not
Yeah.
at risk. So you can role play accordingly.
Yeah. So the way that this is going to manifest is that Anarod will forget that he's meant to be good cop and immediately become bad cop.
Do it. Make it happen. You switch to bad
Listen
cop.
to me, you snot-nosed little prat. I have had it up to here with this absolute waste of time. You sitting, staring in this field. Look at this, and I'll take the golden lion. What is this? Why was it in the granary? Why did you leave it there? Who is doing this to you?
Give me first. Give me a manipulation plus intimidation roll.
Manipulation plus intimidation, which I do not believe is affected by awe.
No, that would be daunt.
That's 2 dice. That's so bad. I'm not meant for intimidating people. I'll just roll my 2 hunger dice, and I'll get another bestial failure.
Like you did. Oh my god. So I'm not going to make you do rebellion again. Roll a d10. I'll roll a d10 for you. I have one queued up, and you are on double compulsion now. So you have picked up 3 on the chart. 3 is hunger.
No.
Okay, I guess this kid's gonna die.
This kid's gonna die. All right, so
this is about where I would probably step in.
yes,
I was
which
gonna
you
say, I
may.
feel like me
Would
and Toonie
anyone
would
want to?
stop him.
Would anyone want to step in before? Because he's very clearly having
Yeah.
a bad way right now.
The fangs are out, and
Does the child
Edward,
respond?
why don't you and I take a walk here right quick? This is getting out of hand.
When the fangs come out, the eyes go red again, like almost instinctively. They go red, and he kind of tenses a little bit. Nothing else happens, but you are a much worse cop now, and he starts to stammer. Joshua, what do you do as he begins to stammer?
I would like to activate Eyes the Beast.
Okay.
So red eyes meet red eyes. And I will say, child, it is in your best interest to speak now. We do not wish to harm you, but we will if we have to.
on the contrary, I wish to harm you a great deal. You have wasted so much of my time.
I push you away.
Contested roll.
Okay, contested roll. Dexterity plus dexterity plus brawl plus dexterity plus brawl.
Oh no.
Someone's gonna get another bestial failure, and this is gonna be just a cascading scene.
Oh
I love it. I live for this.
Is that spiral?
Is that Dex plus brawl? You said
Dex plus brawl, yes.
That's what it says.
All right, so you do not push the Bruja, but you attempt to. He attempts to push you. You will not push. The boy, on the other hand, uses this moment of just physicality, not to run, not to bolt, but he kind of falls back on his rear, and he scrambles back toward Roswin, thinking that might be the safest place to go. And he starts to stammer, the lion, the lion, the lion.
I'll just kind of gently set my hand on his shoulder.
He doesn't
very-
jump, but he starts up. He starts quickly. He looks up at you, and he's like, and his eyes are just
child.
red. Now,
Calm.
that is like a 15-year-old, but she's almost a man.
I have my hand on his shoulder very, very gently. Just to be calm. No harm will come to you tonight, child.
Perhaps the
But you
boy
must
doesn't
tell us
know
what
what's
you know.
happening to him.
Can you tell us who did this?
The comes from the east. calls me at night, and I come, and it leans in, and it takes what it wants, and it leaves. And then I go. And then I come back and I wait for it. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't.
I have foreseen a power growing in the east.
What does it look like? Describe it to us.
Can't see it. I can feel it, but I can't see it. But it speaks to me. It tells me of the lion.
Can you feel it now?
No.
I believe you should come with us now, child. You will come with us to Cuthwin's estate. And the next time this thing calls you, we will come with you. Do you understand?
Looks over at Anarad. Clearly frightened, eyes still glowing red.
Do not fear him. He will not hurt you.
It's here now. Can't have gone far.
As Odorod's saying that, if we look around, is there any clear path, or did this thing just drop itself in the middle of the barley field and take off? Because we know that's also not true. At least meta knowledge says that.
Well, we found the blood in the granary, so I'm assuming that that's where the event transpired.
There is not a depression in the barley that you notice.
Perhaps you
Okay.
guys can return the boy to the priest, and the Briton and I can look in the east.
I believe that's
He
a
didn't-
good idea.
He didn't.
No, go ahead. I was waving to somebody.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, okay. So the boy did not respond when he said that, or when Roswin suggested that he take us next time.
He did not respond. He didn't disagree. He just seems very resigned to it.
I'm gonna crouch down and look into his eyes, and next time this beast calls you, you will rouse us, and we will come as one. Submerge directive.
Hey, all right. Yeah, okay, roll it.
Well, I get hungrier.
Okay, you do get hungrier.
Boy, the dice gods are not with us today.
No, they're not.
Right?
This does not bode well for later.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
Oh,
I'm
and
scared.
Smurge directive. What is the pool for that?
At a
Pool for
game,
that.
I bought these awesome discipline cards here a few weeks ago. And they had the description and the required dice pools and everything on them. They're dope as hell.
Ooh, that's cool.
Nice. So manipulation dominate is a 7 pool for me.
Take half.
I mean,
Or just do that. Or just do that. or just do that. That's great as well. All right, you plant this suggestion. However, he was complying with you ahead of time, and we're trying to be humans, not beasts.
Aww.
Well, he did not. He did not respond in a way indicating that he was complying. He simply heard her suggestion and let it wash over him.
Okay.
So that's why I acted the way I acted.
I'll let it go this time. I think that's a fair, because what you just said is fair.
I was gonna say, to be fair, they were trying to save him from.
They are trying to save him. But discipline use when you can go do it by another way can be found. I'm just kind of get your conviction and the Chronicle tenet, but we'll go. It's fine this time. It's good. It will work it through this time. But I just know I'm paying attention.
Good thing child murder is not one of our Chronicles.
So he looks.
Hey, we didn't murder him.
You didn't murder him. You didn't hurt him at all. He looks up.
I'm just
his
saying,
eyes,
in case that happened.
His eyes glaze over as you give him the smirch directive, and he kind of nods. And you can see the light goes out of his eyes a little bit. You've definitely had an effect on this young man. You notice the wound. You're close enough to him to be eye to eye. That wound is open, fresh, still leaking blood a little bit, which is a real problem for Anorad right now.
I was gonna say,
he has a compulsion of hunger.
With that, I'll kind of pick him up. I kind of pull him close into me to close the wound real quick, and I kind of give him a gentle push as if we're leaving the barley field. And just say, "Come, child, let's get you a bath." And I'm gonna start taking him back to Cuthwin's. I suggest you gentlemen see if you can find a trail. It can't be far.
Should I stay, or would you like accompaniment?
Entirely up to you.
Gentlemen?
I think we could probably use your eyes.
Sure.
I don't know, it just mean mugs you because you tried to mess with him. He's a mean dude.
I tried and failed horribly to push you? Yeah.
No one pushes a bruja.
I'm going to activate Sense the Unseen
Okay.
as we search to the east.
Please do better than me.
That's not hard to. Sorry, just picking.
Oh my god!
At least I don't have any hunger dice.
If you don't have any hunger dice, I'm gonna roll
Thanks.
anyway.
You can
Extra
willpower
murder earlier.
roll.
You can willpower that if you like. Let's see what I get.
Well, that's true.
We gotta see this thing.
It is worth it.
Yeah, I better burn a willpower.
Okay.
Good lord.
Oh my god. So
Maybe
No.
call it a night, guys. The dice are like affected by Mercury retrograde or something.
Oh my gosh,
Red
the most
Sugar,
weak-willed
exactly.
Dane in all of history.
Oh,
Thanks, Submerged
It will make
directive
for an
work.
interesting night.
All right, so the rest of you are returning back to the estate with the boy, I take it?
at least I am.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else is, but I'm gonna take him back. Make sure he gets cleaned up.
No,
in
the
a
boys
secure room.
suggested I stay, so I stay.
Okay, so you stay. All right. So we're going to switch over to the group that are going over to the Reeves house. Now the Shire is not necessarily close. It's a walk or a ride depending on how you get there. Are you taking a horse?
Yes.
Yes.
You both have ride.
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm not going to make you roll for it. But you ride your way out to the Shire.
Henrik falls off his horse.
Or eats his horse, but however it may go, depending on a bestial failure. But you ride your way out to the Shire. It's a quick ride. The moon is high. You run across where'd it go? Hold on. The moonlight falls on the path between the Shire and the estate, where villagers murmur in small knots and the scent of ash lingers from earlier hearths. A shepherd stands alone, swearing he saw a boy with gold eyes vanish into the barley. A priest offers you prayers, eyes scanning for shadows, and footsteps crunched beneath every rhythm not quite your own. As when Dreda and Kindred pass, the villagers, still whispering about a strange baptism held a week prior. Some cross themselves as you pass them. Some stare, No one bows. The air carries not just memory, but judgment. Some cross themselves, some stare. No one bows. You arrive at the Reeves house. Oh, yes, Rosalind?
Activate awe. Make them respect you, damn it.
Damn right. Can I activate awe now?
If you want to activate awe, you may activate awe.
I mean, she should. We're also coming up to the Reeves house. That might help a little bit.
I
Excellent.
feel like if I had on, it would always be on.
I have yet to use it actually. I've been sticking to the sidelines trying to be quiet.
You arrive at the Reeves house. It's thatched. Oh, what's that? What's that roll for? Oh, you're
It
activating.
was for awe, yeah.
Oh, you don't have to roll for awe. Awe automatically activates. Yep.
It automatically activates.
It adds to your presence to social rolls. It's kind of a cool power. So you'll add. How much presence do you have?
Presence.
Yes.
I have 1.
One. So you'll add 1 to your social rolls.
Okay, I can do that.
So you arrive at his front door. It is closed. It is night. What do you do?
I dismount and I knock upon the door
You knock upon the door.
with effect. I'm trying to get his attention.
All right, so you bang on the door to get his attention at night. You hear, and you hear a bunch of cursing behind the door, and eventually, a large man. You said you're what, 5'8"?
No, I guess tall for the age is just over 6 foot. So if I'm in full kit, I'm 6'3", 6'4" with helm, I guess.
Man, your equal opens the door. Rough hands. There's a picture of him on the wiki, if you'd like to see it. We have a wiki. There's a picture of him on the wiki if you'd like to see it. Rough hands, tall. He's in his night clothes, a long shirt. He looks tired. He says it takes him. He does not recognize you or the Lady Windretta nearly immediately. He would not expect to see you two at night anyway. So the fact that he doesn't recognize you immediately does not come as a surprise. What do you do with that? What do you do from there? You're muted.
I know I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
I said I don't want to ask. I mean, I want to ask him to forgive us for the hour, but I don't want to supplicate us to him because we are, or at least Windretta isn't stationed over him. But I also want to be respectful because he's the Reeve. He's the law here outside of the direct keeps. So, where is your boy?
Stops and he thinks. He turns around and he looks. Damn it. Where is that boy?
That's what I asked. Where is your boy?
I don't know where the boy is, Lord.
I am not a lord, but I speak for him on behalf of Lady Windretta. Does he recognize her now?
Now he does. Oh, my apologies, young lady. I'm sorry, my boy is not here.
Pleasantries aside, we need to find your boy. You know he sleeps under your roof because the Lady Windretta allowed him to not be taken to Winchester for trial.
He goes, yes, of course. I'm sorry that I seem to have misplaced him again. But he's hard. He's often misbehaves. He has a mind of his own. If it was only another summer, I would send him with the Fjord. He would be out of my hair then.
And what of the wound on the boy's neck?
Healed as
Both
far
on the
as
night he was accused of the barley theft, the night he was accused by the Kingsmen.
I know nothing of I know of nothing or the cause of such a wound.
It was noticed by many, and you didn't. You did not tend to it. You didn't take him to somebody to heal him.
He went to Friggith, as everyone goes to Friggith. He's nearly a man. He's no longer solely my responsibility, my lord.
Indeed. Fine. His ailment aside, we must find him. Do you know whence he went?
He must have gone during first watch. He has not been back. I thought he'd be back by now. Perhaps he's in the barley fields again. He often
Perhaps.
goes there.
You may consider him now Lady Windreda's and Ealdorman Cuthwin's responsibility. We will take care of the boy. We will inform you upon what is found and what his fate is. We bid you give Moro. We will speak to you when we do.
Okay, fantastic. He looks very confused and he closes the door, wondering why this happened in the middle of the night. The rest of you are coming back with the boy from the barley, correct? Or was one of you staying behind?
I think 3 of us were staying behind to look for.
Yeah, I was the only one coming back with the boy. The 3 guys were gonna see if they could figure out what was in the field with him.
All right. So we're gonna get back to you for. We're gonna do you first, bringing the boy back to the estate.
Mm-hmm.
After we go on our break, it's 10:30. All right, I'll let everyone take a quick break, real quick, and we'll be right back in 10 minutes, folks. We'll see you soon.
Know how to read? It's a different time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. We took our 10-minute break. I hope everyone went to the bathroom, stretched their legs, took care of themselves. I want to do a mid-session check-in just to make sure everyone's doing good, failing lines, we haven't hit anything controversial, but I just like to do a quick check-in. Just give me a good, I'm okay, I'm not doing okay when I get to you. Nerd at Art.
I'm good. I apologize that I keep having to bend off screen, but my allergies are killing me and I cannot breathe through my nose, so I'm going to be doing this a lot.
It's okay.
Same.
Davey.
I'm good.
Excellent. Josh. Excellent. Key work.
Doing fine.
Excellent. Bad Dad. Seth.
Doing fine as well. Also having to leave frame periodically for air.
Gotcha. And Windretta. Nelly.
Molasses brain is making me zone out, but
Fantastic. That's excellent. I hope you feel better. I'm Zed,
That
and
must
I'm
be
doing
why the dice are.
and I'm doing just fine. I'm feeling great. We pick up with Roswin returning with young Osrith to the estate. As you arrive, you're not the only one arriving. As tall and stone-faced, the knight is breathless when he arrives. No thunder of hooves, no shouted herald, just a low grind of the gate chain lifting as you approach. And a ring of iron on stone. It's Osric, Thane of the southern coast. He rides not with pageantry, but with purpose at night. His men wear no tabards, their blades, however, shine clean. Osric dismounts in front of you like men stepping into a courtyard, his cloak salt stiff, worn from campaign. He carries the brine of the channel. He says very little, but his presence speaks volumes. He looks to you, Ross, when he goes, "Woman, where is Lady Windretta?"
Lady Windretta is out on business. Is there something I can assist you with, good sir?
Who rules here tonight? Is the steward Godwin around?
I believe he would be in bed, sir.
Fetch someone to wake him. I bring news of Ealdorman Cuthwin.
I will be seeing I will be seeing Lady Windretta shortly. You can pass this news to me and I will inform her.
His voice is not accusing, but it's not kind. Within the week, Ealdorman Cuthwin will return with his fjord. I'm the advanced party. I'll be returning to my estate, but I was meant to tell Lady Windretta that her husband is returning. And he rides now. He brings back much silver from the Cornish.
I will make sure the lady knows and prepares for his arrival.
Excellent. He mounts his horse. I will leave 3 of my men to help your household guard. Let her know. He mounts his horse
you, my lord.
and he rides off.
I look to the men that he's left behind, and I kind of gently shove Osforth towards them and say, I caught this boy killing a chicken in the field. See that he's cleaned up and taken to a secure room. No harm will come to him, but he must be questioned.
They look to you. They're kind of confused as to who's giving them orders, but after a moment, they just sort of shrug and do as they're told. All right, for those of you out in the barley field, what are you doing?
I think we need to proceed towards the east to see if we can find anything out that direction. 'Cause he said it was coming from the east, and I also had foreseen some power growing in the east.
How far east are you willing to travel? East is nebulous. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe an hour or so outside of town towards the east. Want to make sure there's plenty enough time to get back before daylight.
All right, are the rest of you following
to our
following
east?
the seer?
Yeah, I'll follow the steer. I trust his judgment on how far afield to stray.
How about Anarad? You're hungry, man.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Is there any way for me to get food out here?
Out in the barley fields? Other than your 2
Probably
friends who are
not.
here? Probably not.
Probably
Maybe
not.
some rabbits?
I don't know. I mean, like,
A dog.
is there any horses around or anything like that?
No. There's no
Disgusting.
horses. Well, not in your immediate area, but you're not in your immediate area.
Let me think. I mean, I don't have animalism or anything like that, so I'm realistically not catching any, like, I don't know, like badgers or anything. So, how close are we to anywhere where I might be able to find a mortal to sup on?
Well, you're in the barley field, so you're not far off from a place where people might be sleeping for the night. A village outside the estate, so to speak. Not
Okay.
the Shire, but just a smaller village.
Okay. Is the village east or is it a different direction?
The village is not east. The village is south.
You know something? I'm gonna try and tough it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and tough it out and just follow Sunny and Leif and try not to look like my stomach's eating itself.
Leif, as you begin your walk, and Joshi, Suni, and Anarad take step with you, darkness stirs beneath a low red moon. Your eyes kind of glaze over, and the hall is quiet. You're in a hall now, but you weren't in a hall. The air is thick and smoke not yet risen. You stand alone in a field of golden barley, the stalks bowing low around you like the penitence and prayer they are. Suddenly the wind shifts, and the scent of salt, sweat, and burned fat carries on the breeze. The barley parts. Through the breach walks a shadow draped in rings of firelight. Face shorn clean, but the gaping absence glows hotter than flame. In one hand he carries a torch that drips molten blood. In the other, an axe, once meant for cutting wood. It does not speak, but every step leaves a blackened patch where the grain refuses to grow. Behind him follow 10 more. Shields, swords. One carries a shepherd's crook, sharpened into a spike. Another a dog's chain that sings like iron in prayer. They move toward the granary, and from within the walls Leif hears the panic cry of livestock and the slow wet thunder of splintering wood. The vision ends as a sheep walks out of the barley.
Like a sheep walks out of the actual barley
Sheep
that we're in,
walks
or it
out of the
happens
actual
inside
barley in front of you as you are walking east. And it interrupts your vision.
Oh, hello, little
Anarod's
fellow.
back.
Can I grab up the sheep and hand it to Anarod?
You're just going to pick up the
Yeah.
sheep? Okay, absolutely.
I'm gonna grab that sheep and I'm gonna just tear into it.
All right, so you take half blood. So
Great.
yes, you kill the sheep. You slake a hunger, but you can't go to hunger
Do I-
zero, so it doesn't
No.
matter.
Can
But
if I take a half blood, does you round that up or down?
What was that?
If I take a half blood, do you like round that or something?
Well, you can't really go. I mean, I guess we can round it, but you're going to eat this thing. You're probably going to kill it.
Yeah,
And it would give you 2 blood points as a small animal, but you're just hungry. You're not feeding for effect.
I think at blood potency 2, we actually just get like half.
Yes, you
blood
get
from
half, so you get 1.
Okay,
Yep, you
great.
get
I'll
one
take
from the
that
sheep.
one. All right, okay, yeah. So he just kind of like tears into it and like, blah, like there's no attempt to keep it clean or anything like that. It's just like sheep blood all over the place. And Ira kind of looks up with these sort of like eyes, like glazed expression on his face, like he's not quite sure what just happened.
Make
And he
that
just,
look like an animal attack. We can't leave that thing laying around.
I mean, it does look like an animal attack, but so he picks the sheep up and kind of like yeets it into the barley.
Okay?
Just kind of like wipes his face off and everything. It's like, oh, jeez. I don't know what came over me, gentlemen. I've not been myself this evening. Ever since we became what we are, I've been experiencing emotional swings a little bit. And
I've got a vision.
sometimes I have trouble controlling them. Oh, great, another vision.
There may be more than one interloper.
You think?
Well, how many?
Maybe 10. But visions aren't necessarily exact in that manner.
You believe they outnumber us?
Like I said, I can't say for sure that because I've seen 7 or 10, that 7 or 10 is what we're dealing with.
You're in the
What
field?
I can say, I seen them in the granary. And then your snack drew me out of the vision. It may be incomplete. I'm not sure.
Should we head inside the granary?
I think we probably should.
Very curious.
I'm wondering if we have if we have a number of interlopers living out to the east. That's twice now I've foreseen a power from the east.
Suni, give me a charisma plus insight roll. Difficulty 3.
Who, me?
Suni. You seem like you've been paying attention as he's been talking. I wanted to see if you pick up something.
Charisma plus insight. Difficulty 3. I can half that.
You can half it? Fantastic. You've noticed that the air has gone quiet. There's no birds. There's no sound. There's nothing. It's very quiet tonight.
Anarod, there's no birds around. Aren't you plagued with birds?
No, I don't need a bird. I just had a sheep.
No, but you were being weird about the birds last week when we met.
Oh, um, I don't know. I was just suspicious.
Is it not
Do
suspicious that there are no birds?
Now that you mention it, it is somewhat suspicious that there are no birds.
We won't discover anything standing around out here. We should probably, like you said, Suni, head to the granary, see what's to be seen there.
I think we're being watched.
We should at the very least be careful.
Is my sense the Steam still active?
You have to activate it because you didn't actually succeed last time, so you have to try to activate it again. You were looking for something and you did not succeed in seeing it, so you would need to activate it again.
Well, let's try that again. Hopefully,
We're in a new scene. We're in a new scene now.
I believe in you, Leif.
Oh, I'm glad somebody does.
Oh.
Willpower? Never mind.
I wouldn't bother.
This is not gonna matter.
Hell yeah.
God's hand comes down and blocks your vision.
Yeah. Everything seems fine. I don't even notice this absence of sound you guys are talking about.
Perfectly
He
normal
hears
night,
birds.
guys.
He hears birds and crickets, and hell yeah, it's all fine.
It's
Look at all the dice you have compared to all the dice we have.
These 7 dice. That is a lot. That is a lot for this dice pool, but yes.
Everything's fine, guys. Let's go to the granary.
Yeah, let's go to the granary.
Wendretta.
No, I feel.
Checks out.
Sorry, you guys. Sorry, I cut someone off again. Please go ahead.
I was just. I don't know. It's just like I feel a lot better now.
That's good. At least you feel better.
Do you still have gore?
I'm not hangry anymore.
Yeah. I'm like covered in sheep
Covered in
blood.
sheep blood. Oh, this is gonna be great.
You better not have messed up those new clothes I just made for you, man.
I don't think I put them on yet.
That's good.
Luckily, but I'm like dabbing away with my cloak. You know, took a little bit of sheep wool, and I'm like,
If only you had some cotton to clean up with.
Kindred and Wendretta, you're on your way back from the Shire. You will arrive shortly, just after your three compatriots arrive back at the estate. Roswin, what has Roswin been doing in the meantime?
She's gone in to check on the boy, make sure he's been taken care of, make sure he's been fed. She stations one of those extra guards outside his door, makes sure he doesn't come or go anywhere unless we know about it. And she's basically just been kind of waiting, at the entrance, waiting for Wendretta and Kenrick to get back so that she can tell Wendretta the news.
Where do you all convene?
Probably in the hall, somewhere quiet where we're gonna have some privacy.
The granary is on the estate, just so you guys know. The
This is everybody? Okay.
This is
Oh,
everybody.
cool.
Yes.
So we can all get
Everyone-
together for that. Perfect.
Yes, we can all get together for that.
Excellent. So I'll see if I'm waiting at the entrance, I'll see the guys coming. And so we're just kind of waiting for Wendretta and Kenrick to get back so that we can go investigate this new lead they got.
All right, so we arrive back and
See everybody there, including Anarod with blood everywhere.
I see you.
Have
Have you found the boy?
yeah, we
He's
found
inside
the
in
boy.
the secure room.
Did he say anything?
It was cryptic and confusing, but he said that he was being drawn there by something. I ensured that next time he's drawn there, he will make sure that we are aware.
I told his father he was under our restraint. Did you find anything else?
We think that we think another Cainite is feeding upon him, summoning him somehow, and taking his fill.
Potentially more than one.
What is this?
I had a
Please.
vision of several.
Several.
Indeed.
Would
The vision
you
let us-
elaborate?
Yeah.
I'm thinking perhaps that the power from the east that I've been sensing may be greater than we expected. I was
Well-
pulled from my vision by a sheep while we were out in the barley fields. Anared was kind enough to dispose of the sheep for me.
You should clean your face.
Yeah. Like find a rain barrel and just like
Your head in it.
Yo, wait
Yeah,
a minute.
yeah.
Is there something else where you, other than to tell us that?
I seen them in the granary. We're on our way to inspect that now.
In your vision?
In my vision, yes.
Nobody's going to share that somebody rode into town and let. us
Oh
know
yeah,
that
no.
Cuthwin's coming?
I was waiting for you guys to get your thing about the granary and whatnot out of the way.
good. It's all
Yeah,
good.
I'll. In fact, while they're discussing the granary, I'm gonna
let us
kind
ride
of
to the
approach
granary, then.
Windretta. I'm gonna kind of pull Windretta aside and tell her, "Your husband returns within the week. They say he rides now."
Oh, what wonderful news. And of course, it's just sarcastic and dry.
I recognize her tone, and I let her know that we'll make sure our plans are well in place before he returns.
Yes, yes, we must have that in place before he returns, or else this will get messy.
If anything, we should be thankful we have a timeline.
The
No.
night air, hold on one moment, please. The night air begins to turn acrid with the smoke of scorched grain.
Well, we're on our way there. How
You're
long does
on
it
your
take
way
to get
there right now, exactly. But it begins with the scent of char. Then you hear animal panic. Old sweat and a red glow rises behind the granary like a false dawn, followed by the bleating of a dying sheep and shouts cut short. The peace of Cuthwin's estate cracks wide open. Angar has returned, not with words, but with fire and fury. With his loyal 10 move behind him like possessed blades flashing in the torchlight as they come over the wall. One of them with a shepherd's crook, sharp, and another one wielding a chain. They hold swords and shields. They throw torches at the granary, where the thatched roof begins to burn. Somewhere in the smoke, Agnar bellows a name. Sunni. He screams it out in challenge. Flames lick the sky, orange tongues dancing above the grain house, roof as it collapses inward with groan. Smoke bellows upward, black and hungry. Somewhere in the dark, a cow wails, and the sharp stink of burning wheat fills your lungs. Then shouts as your men start pouring out of the hall. What do you do as you're seeing and hearing all of this?
Fetch the water.
No, you go ahead.
No, that was all I had. Fetch the water.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would
draw my sword
imagine
as I ride forward.
I'm not much good for combat, so I'm gonna try to make my way towards the animal enclosures to let them out so they don't all burn alive. That's about the best I can do to help.
Oh, so you're going toward the burning animal enclosure. Okay,
Yes.
give me a resolve plus composure test, difficulty 4.
Resolve
Just-
plus composure.
Just a quick reminder: we are vampires. We really don't like fire.
It's
Our bad.
valid point. I'm
Yeah.
pretty, my humanity's still pretty high. I'm gonna try my best, but obviously I fail. Although wait, I can spend a willpower.
You
I'll
can
spend a willpower.
you can spend the willpower.
You don't want a frenzy.
3, still fail.
All right. As Roswin, her first instinct is to save. And as she runs, she stops and suddenly lets out a terrifying scream as she runs in the opposite direction of the burning granary / animal enclosure. As she runs toward the hall, past the men who are leading out with their shields and their swords. Kinerick, what do you do?
Wait, did you say she ran the opposite direction and the guys?
The guys are
They're
running
back there?
towards you. They're running out of the hall to see what's going on. What's left of the household
okay.
guard.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Yep.
Again, a little bit of a brain fog. I thought you were talking about the attackers.
Nope.
I ride toward the attackers, but I address Lady Windretta to catch up to Roswin, and to alert the guard and whatever sort of fire dissemination plans that they might have in the keep. I don't know if such a thing exists, but
Buckets
And
and
to form
water.
a human chain from a
Bucket
well.
brigade.
Yeah, buckets of water. Yeah.
but I ride
Call
toward
the
the
fire
attackers.
brigade.
You ride toward the attack. Okay, so you're riding toward the attackers. Josh, what are you doing?
I'm behind Cineric, not in front of Cineric, but I am heading towards the attackers.
All right, Anarad.
And I was like, bloody hell, there was only some rings, and just kind of like also pegs it after these guys.
I'll push.
Okay, so the only one who's actually mentioned, besides Skinnerick, who's mentioned that they have a weapon, Leif. What are you doing?
Well, I'll push my axe into the chest of Sunni and draw my sword. Speaking of weapons, I looked in the book and there weren't any like stats for those, so I don't have
No,
any of them.
an axe is a +3 weapon. A sword is a +3 weapon, so it does +3 damage. In addition to your successes. All right. So, 4 of you are charging forward, and you are joined quickly by what's left of the household guard. Cuthwin had at least left you 10 people to be in charge of anyway, Kinerick, and they do their jobs. They show up with their swords and their shields. Agnar, seeing this, seeing the force that's running at him, shouts shield wall above everything, and thud, clank thud. 10 shields come together in front of you.
I want to intimidate them with a terrifying bellow. No words, just guttural sound.
All right, so you're gonna try to intimidate the entire shield wall.
Daunt.
Okay, so you add
Yes.
your 1 point of presence to attempt to dominate the entire shield wall.
No, not dominate. Intimidate.
Intimidate. That's
I
what I
wanna-
mean. That's what I mean. To intimidate the entire shield wall. Are you giving any commands to the people under your?
Uh,
Or are you just going to charge into? I mean, it's a very Saxon thing to do to charge into a shield wall.
I mean, the shield wall can hold their own. I mean, can I surmount the shield wall clash? Can I volley it or whatever the hell the
Are you
equestrian thing would be?
You're
Can I
still
jump
on a
the hell
horse?
over it with my horse.
You may try.
Put it bluntly.
Are you calling for your own shield wall, or are you just going to have your men attack the shield wall? What are you doing?
Oh, I get what you're saying. To organize them, I thought you
Yeah.
said
So
that
what are you
they
doing
went
to
work
organize your
automatically.
men, or are you just going full Leroy Jenkins against 10 Danes, 11 Danes?
Well, I mean, honestly, if they did that, then they could just run up and just throw their swords right between the shields, really. But yes, I guess I'll call for a shield wall.
All right, so your
Trying to be all
side clanks
cinematic
down.
and stuff.
What do the rest of you? What do the rest of you do? Anarad, do you have no weapon? You have your harp. What is it that what do you do?
I have no weapon. No, I'm thinking. What I was hoping to do before this shield wall appeared was like.
Okay, tell me, because there's still a chance you can do it if it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Well, I want to kind of slip in before the shield wall happens, activating potence, activating my new prowess power, and I want to bare hand like mess some of them up using lethal body as well. Because these are mortals, right? So that can deal quite a lot of damage.
It can do aggravated damage to mortal, like you're wielding a sword. Yes, it's like you have a weapon.
Mm-hmm. It's probably better than if I had a sword, to be honest.
Right, so you're going to go in and before the shield wall does, Kindred is going to try to go over the shield wall after calling the shield wall. Joshua, what are you doing?
I guess I'm rallying these troops at the shield wall.
All right, if you're going to rally the troops,
you can join the shield wall, right?
What was
that?
Can
they join the shield wall? Can they join the shield wall?
They can get behind. They can get in the zone behind. If they don't have a shield, you kind of don't want to be in the front rank. I'll explain how this is going once I get everyone's actions, and then we'll go into the rules. So you're rallying the troops, right, Joshua? So you're going to make a charisma plus leadership roll.
Okay.
Every success you get will add to the dice pool of the shield wall. Seth, what are you doing?
I want to take a position, like middle of the shield wall in the second rank.
Okay, fantastic.
There's a mechanism for like increasing the aptitude of the shield wall, is there not?
Absolutely. Josh, you just added one success to it. You can do the same by aiding them if you want. How would you like to aid the shield wall? Are you going to be stabbing sword? Are you going to be calling for help? What are you doing?
I'm going to tell them to stand fast, and I'm going to try to stab through the shield wall.
Excellent. So your contribution is you're going to make a dexterity plus melee check, and every success you get adds to the shield wall's dice pool.
Okay. Yeah, so I remember reading your mechanics that you came up with that, but I didn't have it memorized off the top of the head. So you say it's dexterity plus melee.
Yeah, plus melee. Roll it. Two successes. All right, so you'll add 2 to the dice pool. Anarad, you're not really you're going to get caught in the middle of the shield wall, kind of. So, but okay. I'm giving you a turn and a chance to get behind it if you want. You're going to mess somebody up. So the first person you see, he's got his shield up. They've all got the shields up. They put theirs up first. But you're going in. You might be able to just shatter a shield. You're not sure. You've seen ribs shatter like this. Give me your strength plus melee roll. Strength plus brawl. Strength plus brawl. I apologize.
Strength plus brawl. Plus my... do I add my potence to this because it's a feat of strength?
You have prowess active, correct? Yeah. It's always active, so yes.
Okay, so that is 8 die. Actually 9, because then there's a power die too. Oh,
yes.
Nice. That is 5 successes.
Very nice. He is not attempting to dodge. He's just taking it. The armor of his shield is 2, so he'll destroy his shield and still do 3 aggravated to him as you punch once and the shield just shatters, lessening their shield wall. Lessening their shield wall by 1. Agnar, seeing what's about to happen, calls and tries to. He goes, "You dogs! You fight for me! You fight for Valhalla! We get my rings back, and you get paid!" And he tries to embolden his crew, and he just makes his roll. It's not very many dice. and it gives them 1. So you guys are up 5 plus 3. That's 8. You're up 8. Damn it! You guys are up to 18 already, and we haven't even done Kinnerik yet. Kinnerik, you're trying to ride the shield wall.
I was gonna say when Drenna could also make a speech to rally her men, that would add more dice.
I was gonna say, I mean,
Protect my
I
thieving
really
Danish
didn't expect
friend.
to see Anarod go straight with the knuckles, like right through the shield
Right?
like that. So I'm actually gonna rein up, and it's just kind of like, whoa. So I decide instead, can I change my action or to rally the
if you
shield
spend
wall?
a willpower, you want to spend a willpower to rally the shield wall.
I mean, well, let me ask, what are you gonna make me roll to vault the shield wall?
Well, you can do the vault the shield wall is going to be dexterity plus ride.
I knew that's what you were gonna tell me, and that's my worst dice pool.
You could open the shield wall to allow a path through from our side.
I was gonna say, is there any action I could make to directly attack? Is it Athgar? I thought it was Rathgar. Or
Agnar. It's Agnar.
Agnar.
You know what? I will spend a willpower. And you said intimidation adds to the shield wall, correct?
Yes, intimidation. So manipulation plus intimidation.
Plus, I have a specialty in intimidation. Plus, I have my daunt.
Yes, plus your daunt.
So I'll spend my willpower and I'll command the shield wall. You may take. Wait, what's his name? Agnar.
Agnar, yeah.
You may take Agnar's arms and legs, but we will take him alive.
I did not hear what you said. You got all muffled up. Say it again.
Oh, that's so weird. It seems when I speak loud, it doesn't like it. So, damn it. We will take Agnar's arms and legs, but we will take him alive.
Okay, so roll your intimidation roll.
You're muted.
Yeah, he's just talking to himself.
as I'm counting up
Yeah, he was, yeah.
You don't know this by heart? Oh, you're out of the game. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you needed the difficulty was 3. You got 3, so you get an extra 3. You did good. Look at you. An extra 3. So we are up to. All right. So Agnar is up to 10. You guys are up to. Very nice. All right, Kinnerik, you're in charge of your shield wall. I want you to roll your dice. Roll 21 dice. 21 dice.
Do I need hunger?
Yes, you need hunger for. You need 1 hunger for every Cainite involved in the shield wall. That's all. That's all
3.
of you. That's all of
Oh.
you. Because the shield wall is
just
going to
the male.
converge around
Just the
Anarad
male,
and
right?
you.
Yeah, it's just
Yes,
the males.
just the
Okay.
males. Yep.
Okay.
1 for each of you. God, I hope there's not a brutal failure here.
Oh gosh, it's so many.
It is so many.
Jeez.
Oh, that is a crit.
That is
1,
amazing.
2, 3, 4,
Holy crap.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 dice.
We
16
steamrolled the hell
dice.
over
That's
them.
16 successes. That's pretty fantastic.
We're going to walk on their legs.
That's okay. The shield
That's
wall
significantly fewer
collapses.
successes.
The shield wall collapses nearly immediately as swords and spears shift through the blades, stabbing into Agnar's men, and they collapse. The ground grows slick. Who is that hunger for? Is anyone at hunger for?
Not me, yeah, the sheep.
You ate a sheep.
Agnar, you should have saved your men and just asked me to kill you the other eve.
Agnar does not surrender, though. He backs up. His men are dead, crippled on the ground. Agnar backs up, still holding his axe. His face completely shaven. Conspicuous by his absence is the rest of his beard that he has just taken off completely. He looks to the left, he looks to the right. He's, what deviltry is this? And he looks at Anarad. I saw what that one did. How is this possible?
Well, it looks like you were cheap with your mercenaries and their equipment was similarly poorly constructed.
What a tale
Agnar, you
spun
have the
by
face of a
bald-faced
boy.
Oh, sorry. What'd you say, Leif?
Actually, I was also making fun of him for having a boy face.
Yeah.
It's true, he does have a boy face.
Is he mounted?
Is he mounted? No, he's not mounted.
Would he die really quickly if I took an arm off?
We die quickly? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He'll
if we die
probably
quickly.
die, but not quickly.
Depends on how close you have a torch.
Exactly. Speaking of torches, the granary is still on fire.
I was going to say, while the boys have been fighting, I have been rallying the women and children to gather buckets of water, and we've done the whole human chain trying to start putting out the granary.
Vendretta may have been doing that.
Yeah,
You, on the other hand, have been running
I'm far
through
away
the
from the fire.
have been running through the barley field as far away as you possibly can get.
It was a regular failure.
It was
I could
Rostrick.
be at the well. I could be at the well, right? I'm next to the water.
Vendretta, you are rallying the women and the older men, the ones who weren't with the Fjord, to put the fire out while the shield wall is happening. While it seems to happen almost immediately by the dice rolls, it still takes time to organize and get everything together, and it probably lasts a good 10 minutes of just killing, subscribed that, boiled down to one roll. You're trying to put the fire out, or trying to help put the fire out. How close to the fire are you getting? Not understanding everything apparently going on. Are you throwing buckets?
No, I would be a little bit further away from the fire because fire hot. But I would be there, actually picking up the buckets of water and moving them like down this line because, I actually have some strength now, now that I'm undead and all that, but not that strong.
All right, I want you to give me an intelligence plus politics roll. No, intelligence plus finance roll. Because you said you had finance.
I do. I have. Okay.
Oh, no.
What does that mean?
Oh, no. The difficulty was 2. Yeah,
Reroll?
So your
Yeah.
compulsion,
Yeah.
your compulsion is going to come into effect, and all you were doing, which is great, because this is actually going to matter. You were looking around, you were scanning, you were doing a mental calculus of the livestock you'd lost, the value of the granary that you just lost, and how you were going to explain this to Cuthwin, who is coming back in a week. And let's take a look at your Ventru compulsion real quick. I haven't looked at this one in a long time. Compulsion. Let's compel.
It's arrogance.
She can.
It's arrogance.
She can spend a. She can use a willpower to reroll the 1 if she gets a success and it's not a brutal failure, right?
You can spend the willpower. I don't know if it's necessarily, but the need to
Probably
rule
not,
rears its
but-
head in the vampire. You stop at nothing to assume command of a situation. It's an easy one to do. It's an easy one for you to do. Just take command of the situation and go with it.
So, I have this compulsion and it's just everything is just kind of boiling up inside of me because, Cuthwin's returning and then this thing happens and just, So I turn to all the women and the children and the older men and, Ellie feels bad for this, but when Dredd, on the other hand, is like, you need to work harder. This is unacceptable. Everything is on fire. And when Cuthwin comes home, he's not going to be mad at me. He's going to be mad at you. So you need to work harder to get this fire out. I'm over here working and you guys are just not working hard enough.
You break a few eggs, hurt a couple feelings, but they work harder because they don't want to upset the lady of the estate.
She looks like she's a little stressed right now.
Use your awe.
Oh yeah, I also had awe.
Oh yes. Use your discipline when you could use just a normal roll.
So now what?
It's up to you. Do you want to be a beast or do you want to be a man or a woman, so to speak?
Wise.
I would rather be a woman than a beast because.
Okay. Fantastic. Excellent. But I'm not going to make you roll for it anyway. They listen to you. These people are raised to listen to you. You're the lady of the estate. They work harder. They do not want to displease you. They do their best.
And I am the nice one. I tend to be nicer, to the women and the children and the older men when, he's gone. So this is completely kind of out of character for her. She also doesn't talk a whole lot. So her speaking like this would definitely shock some of them. Like, wow, we've never seen her act like this. If anything, it's only with her husband. So
as they get the fire out, it takes a while. The rest of you are busy cleaning up the mess while the women and the bucket brigade are doing their job. What do you do with Agnar at this point? I saw what was going on in chat. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
It's just him, right?
He's the only one left. There's a pile of dead bodies.
I dismount and I sheathe my sword and I walk towards him.
Am I mounted as well?
With him.
No, you're not.
No,
mounted.
okay.
No,
I was unclear on whether or not I was mounted. I'll walk up to him as well, and I'll pull out my chain from underneath my cloak, underneath my tunic, and just show him the rings. Is this what you're after?
He spits. First you're baptized, then you take my gold for no reason, you take my honor, you take my beard.
You insulted me, sir.
And while he's distracted with Sunni taunting him, I take his hand in my hand and I crush it.
With lethal body?
I mean, I could roll strength plus brawl, right? Or
his arm flies off and he
very, very well could. Strength plus brawl. If you want to arm him with lethal body.
I mean, because I want to intimidate him because, well, I guess I might as well say, you will answer to Ealdorman Cuthwin for burning his granary on his return from battle. You will live to speak to him, and you will not speak of any magics or such tales. You were tricked by a Dane, and you gave him your gold, and you come here with a child's face, and you burn a granary of a people stronger than you.
What are you trying to do? You're trying to intimidate him?
Well, I'm trying to intimidate him, but I also do want to crush his hand.
All right, give me the strength plus brawl. You're using lethal body. Okay, so you're gonna stain on this one.
Don't roll too high, please.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, it's not a lethal. So, I don't have to use lethal.
If you want
body
to crush, if you want to be able to actually crush his hand, you have to use lethal body.
I have 4 dots in strength. That's enough to lift a dumpster.
Yeah, I think he's probably okay.
I mean,
hey, all right, I'll let it go. I'll let it go. Let's see how much
Just
damage
break
you
a
do.
few fingers. Just a few fingers.
what's a few tarsals between friends? Wait, no, tarsals are toes, right? What are fingers?
Mandibles. No.
No, those are teeth.
I think I know the answer, but I don't want to get it wrong. I'm going to look it up.
Metatarsal.
No,
Metatarsal
doesn't apply to that. I am going to willpower to reroll 3 of those.
A little embarrassing if you just grab his hand and just go. Eee!
Yeah, that's much better. 4 successes.
4 successes. You reach over, you grab his hand, you do two bashing to him, and he winces in pain. superficial as halved. He winces in pain, and he says, he says, if I live through this, I will get each and every one of you.
That's up to Lord Ealdorman Cuthwin. Did he have any response to what I had said? Oh, and I had taken his axe from him.
Of course, you took his axe. He's not just going to swing it upside your head. I assume that you disarmed him at some point.
But yeah, does he have any response to what I had said to him about him coming into somebody else's house and pissing all over it? And he's going to answer to that man coming back from battle. So he may fear me, but I mean, he should know to fear Cuthwin.
Oh, he knows his life is pretty much forfeit at this point. He thought he was going to win this and get out. He didn't think he was going to crumble the way it did.
Just to make sure, though, does the intimidation go through? Is he going to speak of, or I mean, I guess any of these folks could make him not speak of any magical, mystical things, but
they could try. But you may make it a manipulation plus intimidation check. You didn't add 2 successes to it because that's what you did in damage. So add 2 dice to your dice pool. Yes.
What's up, Rosman?
I was going to say, I'd like to point out that our Chronicle tenant says that we're only supposed to spill blood when honor or survival demands it. Our honor might demand this. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I spilled blood out of his wrist. I was going to say, it is our survival too, right? To offer this prize up to Cuthwin with this. All right, let me count these dice out real quick. All right, Daunt. 8, 10. Okay.
Nice. 10 dice pool. Wow.
Yeah, that's a monster.
I am intimidating.
You are very intimidating. That is a total of 7 successes. He's I'm not even going to roll for him. He's thoroughly intimidated. He seems kowtowed. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't answer you. He seems ashamed that he came here for honor and is leaving with less.
You can slap him if you want, Sunny.
I'll slap him on the. He's like kneeling and stuff now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on the ground. I'll just I'll walk by him and slap him on the back.
He kind of he looks very angry.
On the way to help with the putting out of the granary.
Really?
Well, I don't. Yeah, excellent. I was going to say, remember, careful. Fire, we're kind of really flammable. I guess, I don't know if like I bind him or maybe there's a guard, but...
You had a whole bunch of guards that didn't die. You didn't really lose anybody.
Oh yeah, that's right. The whole shield wall was there. I instruct the guards to restrain him, though he is assuredly cowed, and to put him in the keep for Lord Cuthwin, or excuse me, Ealdorman Cuthwin's return from the battles.
They do so, and eventually the fire. Yes, Joshy.
Joshy knows that vampire flammable. Suni does not know that vampire is flammable. So Suni is going to try and put out the fire. If there's already like a chain, he's going to join the chain.
Okay, but joining the chain does not mean joining up in front of the fire. It means joining somewhere in the chain, which I think is appropriate.
Participate in the putting out of the fire. I didn't intend for him to go off and be his own fire brigade.
That would be funny to see, though.
What's the check for frenzy to approach the fire?
Resolve plus composure.
Am I rolling that?
No, you are not.
Okay.
No, I was just checking for myself because I was going to say Kindred, goes all badass, double, buckets, but I don't know. That's only a 5 dice pool.
Well, you don't know any better. Double
this
buckets.
Is true. Thank you for telling me to stop paying attention to the meta. So yes, Kindred goes to attempt to help, and Chain be damned, he'll fill 2 buckets, and
let's go double buckets. Roll it.
Let's go.
Difficulty 4.
All right. Damn it, I know bonuses from Don.
What was that roll again? Resolve plus what?
Composure.
I'm not even gonna try.
I guess I better willpower because I don't want to go screaming off into the night.
Don't pull a Roslyn. Nice.
Nice, fantastic. So you put the bucket brigade and double buckets manages to put the granary out, and that's
I'm
where
down to 2 willpower.
And does anyone have anything else they want to wrap up before we close up for the night?
I'll take what was his name? The
Agnar.
Agnar. I'll take Agnar's axe and give it to Suni to retrieve my own axe.
Oh, cool.
There's a lot of weapons on the ground.
A Dane shouldn't be an axe. Or shouldn't be without a weapon.
I pick up.
Yeah,
Trophy.
Adarod is gonna just snaffle a sword for himself too for next time.
This is the first night in 7 years.
Learn to use it. Don't hurt yourself, Bard.
Oh, I know how to use this. It's been a while.
Perhaps we should
Roslyn will.
test your metal.
If Roslyn is
Maybe.
able to assist now that the fire is out,
Yep.
I'll just help the men stack up the bodies, strip the weapons, all that good stuff. If there's a couple of smaller blades, like dagger size or whatever, I will grab one for myself. I'll also grab a second one, and once I'm done stacking everything up, I'll take the second one over to Indretta and hand it to her.
Yeah, she could
Kind of-
definitely have one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it goes with
strange.
it goes without
times.
saying that we loot the corpses.
Yeah, exactly.
Very Christian thing.
D&D.
Yeah, like it's D&D.
It's like it's D&D.
These are Danes. We have no Christian responsibility towards their afterlife, right?
Let's steal their shit and get trophies.
Damn. Ears. and shit. This
Yeah,
got
is there
dark
any
fast.
mail?
I'm just
on any
being
of
real about the time.
What's that
I'll be looking
keyword?
for taking the gold out their teeth and stuff.
Yanking teeth out with your fingers.
Like if there's any mail or anything, perhaps anybody. might
No,
want
no
mail.
one's wearing mail. They weren't. These weren't like high end shields. The blades aren't the best blades. This was just a pack of. These were his loyal people, and you've slaughtered them all. All right, but that's what we're gonna call game for tonight, and we're gonna wrap things up. I want to go first with in the round circle tonight. I did not. I should have known it because it actually happened once in testing, where the first round of the shield wall just went completely bonkers. Just
No, man, that's
completely
just me.
bonkers. I wasn't expecting so many success dice on the first roll, so that happened. That was the thing. I'm not displeased about it. I guess that's how combat can happen. People died a lot, but no one on your side, which is great. What I didn't like about game tonight, no, everything seemed. I think I had a fun time. I get to tell we moved the story forward quite a bit. The rolls were not on your side tonight, though, at all. I mean, any little bit of information you could have gotten from what you guys were doing, and there was a lot to give, just didn't happen. So we're gonna hold on to some bits of the story for next time. We're gonna start in a weird place. We're gonna start with Seth tonight. What you liked, what you didn't like, what you learned. And your favorite role play.
Oh, I had a blast this evening. I enjoyed the shield ball. I thought that was cool. I think it was thematically appropriate. I didn't really expect that at all for the shield ball to collapse in the first turn either. But I thought that was really cool. I thought that the advancement of the story was cool. I thought that was important. And I learned that Leif doesn't always perceive the visions in an accurate manner. So that should be exciting moving forward.
I agree. I was really digging your interpretation. I was like, wow, this is gonna come back real quick and get them. But you work.
Dude, man, Kendrick had a lot to do tonight, and he talked a lot too. So I had a blast tonight. This was a lot of fun, man. I love how this role is fleshed out from more than what even I intended it to be. So I'm having fun, man. I think this coterie is just like, even despite some reservations from some parties which shan't be named, I think we work pretty damn well together. I'm just picking on you, man. We work damn well together. Shield Wall was awesome, and again, like you said, it happened in testing, but I think thematically, like the fact that I'm a pretty intimidating dude, I think steamrolling them was accurate. I think, and yeah, favorite role play. I liked the council at the beginning. I think that went really well. I think we find a lot more cohesion in the way things work. I love how Roswin countered Kinrick on how to approach things, and it's like, okay, then win Dreda. She's the deciding factor, but I loved how Roswin's just like, how tall is Roswin?
Oh, she's pretty tall for a lady of the age. She's probably about 5'10".
Oh wow, that is really tall. Yeah, so yeah, she's there. She's like coming up to his chin, but she's just like looking him down. Like, no, I had a blast tonight. I think it was great. There wasn't anything I didn't like other than the fact that some bastard came and killed our animals and burned our granary. But I think downtime or something like that. I think I want to go looking for where these Danes came from and take what they have to pay for what they cost us.
Ooh, that's going to cost some kind of some animosity. All right, Joshy.
Dude, it, man.
Well, technically, Suni did.
No.
Yes,
Agnar
this is all your fault.
Agnar started that confrontation.
Just keep walking into my blade. I can't help it.
No, it was a great session. Tons of fun. Bad things is you killed all our animals and lit our consequences of my actions. How dare you?
Enemy.
What I learned that I can't necessarily trust the seers to see, and that's gonna be a thing moving forward. I'll have to rely more on my own eyes in the future, I guess. Favorite roleplay, definitely the. I liked Cineric interacting with the Reeve. Honestly, hey,
Where's the boy?
I think that's all the questions, right? That's all the.
That's pretty much it. I have a format, but if we stick to it, we stick to it. If we don't, we don't. Davey, what you like, didn't like, favorite roleplay, what you learned?
What did I like? Well, I really enjoyed the shield wall. That was a lot of fun. I do think it was funny that we steamrolled them really easily. It could have been different, but I think it was fun for like our first combat for us just to like mess up a bunch of people who thought that underestimated us because they don't know that we're vampires. Favorite roleplay, for me personally, I enjoyed playing 2 compulsions at once for the first time.
But don't we have some stains to deal with?
Well, we'll get there.
We do.
I have 2.
I'll get there when we get
Okay.
to XP.
Yeah, bad guy Anarod was fun today.
That guy Anarod was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. What'd you learn?
So Anarod has learned that he is like not as stable as he was when he was mortal. Like he's learned that there is just this thing inside of him that is like it has a mind of its own, and the others doesn't seem to bother them as much as it bothers him, and that he's not really sure why.
Okay, I like that.
Hashtag Brewhal problems.
Brewha problems, yeah.
If only there was a Brewha to explain this to me, but there's not.
There's not yet. Anyway,
No.
Roswin. Didn't like, learned roleplay.
Yeah, had a great session. I think the only thing I didn't like tonight was how bad the dice were treating people, but that's the luck of it sometimes. And we got to come back and smash that shield wall, so it made up for it a bit. I personally really enjoyed Sudi just kind of taunting Agnar there at the end, like, "Oh, these gold rings? This what you're upset about? These things?" I thought that was great. I'm interested to see how that goes going forward. As far as things I've learned tonight, the information from Win the Wise, this mysterious gold lion, definitely got to do a little bit of digging into that. And I know that Roswin's on kind of a separate mission than the rest of the guys with this Ethelwine thing, because, what he's doing is affecting one of my touchstones, and I'm very upset about it. So just knowing that he is going out and causing all of these indiscretions in the background, I'm going to be doing a little investigating on that this week for sure. And in the downtimes this week, I'll probably have to do it in character chat, but I'm going to be doing my my pageantry that Lady Thessala passed on to me as part of my Toreador heritage. I'll be doing that under the full moon, and hopefully implanting some ideas in the minds of the peasants with this. We'll see. I'm interested to see how this goes.
Excellent. That brings us to Wendretta. What you liked, didn't like, role play, and what you learned.
Well, I had a lot of fun tonight. What I really liked was that I didn't have to do a whole hell of a lot tonight with my foggy brain, so that was great. There was nothing that I didn't really like. I thought, except for the dice. Something that she learned. Well, she learned a couple things. She learned that Ethelwine really is just a pig. Period. And she's also learned that that commanding common beast inside of her before she even became a vampire, it's still kind of there, but now with the beast inside of her for real, she tends to speak more freely, and that's interesting for her to learn. And yeah, my favorite roleplay definitely was Suni taunting at the end, and the whole man-child thing. That was just freaking perfect. It was like chef's kiss. Just taunt him. Taunt the bad guys.
If we'd have got another round at the shield wall, I was planning on just running off away from the shield wall, just dangling the chain with the rings on it,
I also liked Roswin. I'm going to go run towards the fire. Oh no, I'm going to go off that way.
Yeah, so I could say that because I forgot to say what I learned. I learned that fire may cause a Cainite, or at least Roswin, to go screaming off into the night with frenzy.
Yeah, that's a good thing to learn too.
That is a very important thing to learn, I believe.
Again, I'd like to point out that it wasn't a brutal failure. It was a regular failure. There shouldn't have been screaming into the night. I just ran away.
Oh no, it's Rostrick. It's a frenzy. It's bad. Lose control.
Oh, it was?
Oh, that was a frenzy. Yes, that was our first Chronicle frenzy.
For my running away from the fire?
Yeah,
it was Rostrick.
Rostrick. Yep, that was an actual frenzy.
Okay. I don't remember rolling him. Okay. I'm going to have to ask you for clarification on that after game.
Absolutely. I can clarify right now. When approaching fire, you make a frenzy check. Resolve plus composure, difficulty 4. If you fail, you go into a frenzy and you run away from the source of fire.
I see. Okay, I was confused because I hadn't rolled a failure. That's why I was... Well, I'd rolled a failure, but not a brutal failure. That's why I was confused.
Failure. Yep, it's any failure on a Rostrick check. Rostrick is the German word for fear frenzy, I think. It looks German. I'm just going to assume it is. All right.
Would Kinrick have learned that? Would he have felt that when he rolled against that?
Oh, yeah. Feeling? You definitely felt the beast come up inside you and try to get you to run away. That's the beast. I should have done a better job of describing the beast in that situation affecting everybody. So why don't we take a look at who we're going to raid tonight? I was going to raid the other vampire game going on, but they're over the 3-hour mark as well. So I think they'll probably...
do XP and stuff.
Absolutely right. Thank you, Keywork. Stains. Bad Dad. Stains, you're the only one with stains, correct?
I know that I have 2 stains. I don't think anybody else had received any new ones.
So roll 1 dice. If you get a success, you do not lose humanity. If you fail, you lose humanity.
Nice.
Congratulations. You feel terrible.
You feel terrible about what you did, but you do not lose humanity. So you maintain your humanity. You are great. I'm giving everyone 3 XP for the evening.
Yes.
That's 3 XP. And I think we're going to go see a monster game. I think. I want to see how long they've been going. They like their setup. They've got a nice setup. And they haven't been going. Okay, they're already done. Never mind.
Yes. I can get forgetful mind now. Yay!
Ooh, Forgetful Mind.
Very useful.
Very helpful for Cuthwin's return next week.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Okay.
Suni may or may not look different next week.
Oh!
Oh, excitement.
Ooh.
You're gonna need to get a new portrait.
Are you learning flesh crafting?
No, just the first vicissitude.
Mortal
I gotcha.
Rolls, got it. Mortal Rolls. Let me go there.
Great job tonight, everybody. It was a hell of a time.
Great
Yeah,
session.
it was a blast.
Oh, everybody,
It was a
that
lot
was
of
so
fun.
much fun. I had a great
A lot
time.
of fun.
Are they getting
I
started
love
right
the
now?
combat finally.
Oh, finally some combat. It was great. All right, they are live, so we are going to get started. These are wonderful people.
Thank you, Peter and Brooke and Crit Crafters and everybody. Oh yeah,
Thanks for
Childhood,
being
of
here.
Of course.
All right, everyone, here
Feel
comes the raid.
obligated.
I want to talk to everyone. We're done, just real quick, just to decompress. I don't want to keep everyone too long, but I'll see you guys on the other side. Raid has been created.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Stick with the raid. Let's go and enjoy this new show that they have going on right now. Here we go.